Hey everyone, Chris here. We're heading towards winter again in the Northern Hemisphere. So had a bunch of questions about what should I wear during winter, what's the best gear, what am I wearing right now, and so I thought I'd make a video and just break down all of the kit that I'm wearing at the moment, and we'll go through it all, and hopefully this video will still be relevant for all the Australians and New Zealanders and those of you at the Summer Hemisphere in about 6 months, but I can't imagine it gets that cold at any time in some places in the Southern Hemisphere. Anyway, so start with, I'm using these Rafa winter socks at the moment. I've got some Pactimo ones as well, which are also good, but the Rafa is my favourite. In fact, I've got a whole video on winter cycling socks if you really want to get into the details, but I like these are my favourite. And so I stick those on, and then I stick these Mavic winter boots over the top. These are pretty expensive. I've got a whole review on these, but they are really nice, quite warm, and a lot of the time that's enough. Even if it's a bit wet outside, these things are really good combined with the socks. But if I need extra protection, I've got the Spats overshoes, which are like, they come up to your calf, and these are the Roadman. It's the thickest neoprene they do, and these will squeeze over the Mavic boots. So I've got kind of 2 layers of waterproof, and then my nice winter socks underneath. So that really helps keep my feet nice and warm. Moving up then, I just wear a standard pair of cycling shorts. I don't do anything else. And then I just stick those with these leg warmers. These are Castelli ones. Don't really like the zip at the bottom. Would rather them just be elasticated personally. But they're fine. They're really nice. They've got like a fleece lining inside. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on the camera, but those are nice. I used to just wear my cycling shorts and then pull some Under Armour leggings over the top, and that was okay, but these are actually nicer, especially with the fleece lining. The Castelli leg warmers work really well, and you can take them off should you need to at any point. So I find that works better. They also stay in place a bit more because they're not in your bum, whereas the leggings can occasionally slip and slide a bit and get caught on the saddle as you're coming in and out of it. So really, I really like switching over to the leg warmers than the socks. Then on the top half, I've done a variety of things here. When I first got into it, I didn't have a load of expensive gear. I just wore a cycling jersey, and then I would just put a fleece over the top of that. It wasn't a fancy fleece. It was just an old zip fleece, and I stuck that on. And then I stuck an Aldi Special by Rain jacket, cycling rain jacket over the top. And it wasn't super breathable. I had to unzip pretty quick, but it did a good job of keeping me warm. But I've now moved on a bit, so I might have a jersey on and then a rain jacket over the top. But a lot of the time now I wear these Under Armour base layers. I really like them for both running and cycling. This one is the heat gear, so it's actually designed for when it's warm. But I find that anything basically above freezing, this is good enough. Especially if it's like 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, then the heat gear is stuff. The cold gear, I only break out, it would have to be below freezing when I'm running. I'm not sure about the bike. Maybe a couple of degrees above freezing on the bike and I might switch to the cold gear. But the heat gear provides enough insulation most of the time because I put that on. And in fact, I've actually got an example of the cold gear stuff, which is, again, not sure how well it'll show up on camera, but it's got these nice little breathable fleecy bits, and it's just a lot thicker. But I actually don't know the last time I wore that. I got this stuff when I was playing American football and you're standing around between plays and you get cold really fast, but you don't really do that with running and cycling. And then I stick my Gabba over the top of the Under Armour base layer. It's a bit muddy, needs to wash, but this does a really good job of it. The Gabba, the legendary, and it is pretty good. especially if you can get it on sale from Wiggle like I managed to. So this is really nice. It's very nice and visible as well. It's not got a ton of reflective. I don't know if that's reflective or not, but it's nice and bright and orange, so cars will see you. So I tend to put this on over my base layer, and then I do use arm warmers as well, because I think most of the Gabbas are short sleeved. So I tend to put some arm warmers on, not necessarily recommending these are just the club branded ones that I have, and they are noticeably not as warm as my Castelli leg warmers. I don't know if you can get a warmer pair of the arm warmers, but yeah, I can tell the difference. So they're not my favourite, they're just in the club brand. So yeah, that's the top half, and you can just go out in your Gabba, and it's not waterproof, but it does keep you warm. But also I've got this Endura, I think it's the FS216 maybe, rain cape, stuffs into a pocket. So this is a good combination of, I could wear my Under Armour base layer and my Gabba, and I could take this in my pocket as well. Or I do have a slightly bigger cycling jersey, but I really only use these three, even when it's super cold. You warm up pretty quick. I'll probably have this in my back pocket. And let's see what else we've got in the bag. So that covers me up to here. And then a couple of things. So gloves, my hands get really cold. So these are my gloves when it's like maybe 10 to 20 degrees Celsius. If it's just kind of overcast autumn, probably just wear these sealskin gloves. Nice and visible, clearly. And then if it gets a bit colder, if it's down to like 0 to 10 or 5 to 10 maybe, I've got these Altura gloves. They're not great, because when your hand gets sweaty, it's really difficult to get it in and out of the glove with this, because they've got this kind of inner lining that kind of comes with it a bit, and it's hard to push your fingers back in. So they're not amazing, but they've got nice grip on the inside. They do a good job of keeping my hand warm, so I haven't bothered to replace them, and I might just need a bigger size. But they're okay. They're warmer than the sealskins ones, which don't provide a great deal of warmth, so I'm pretty happy with these. When it gets super cold, like down to freezing, then I go for these sealskin gloves. Now I've got they're not gloves, they're lobster claws. And these are ace at keeping my hands warm. I do have a separate review on these in which I bashed them a bit, because literally my first ride out this ripped off and I had to get them replaced. But they are super warm, so mixed opinion on there. And then finally up to my head. I'm not great at keeping my head warm, to be honest. I sometimes wear a headband, sometimes a woolly hat. Does alright for keeping my ears warm. Or I've just started riding with this Lusso hat now. Not super breathable. I went for a run in it and there was a lot of sweat trapped underneath it. And it feels a bit weird, but it is nice and warm, and yeah, fits under a helmet nicely. And I think that's everything I wear on the bike, so that's what I'm wearing at the moment. Not sure how that compares to your kit, but hopefully that's given you some ideas. If so, then please give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe to get more cycling and triathlon videos in your feed.